Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Wednesday, October 12th. So today we do have the moon still very much in Taurus energy. We will be going void, of course, at 5:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will spend the majority of the evening in that void, of course, and we will be slipping into this Gemini energy very early on Thursday morning. So we do get the bulk of the waking hours still very much in this low and slow Taurus energy, wanting to keep us in the present moment, in our physical bodies, and not kind of project ourselves too far into the past or into the future. Now, we had a semi-interesting day here yesterday. Building towards the end of the day, things kind of got a little bit whack, a little bit intense. And unfortunately for us, that is going to be carried over into the beginning of the day here today. We have some pretty intense aspects popping off here this morning, but it's setting us up for some beautiful epiphanies, some beautiful shifts, some beautiful changes. So I just want to put out there that there is a light at the tunnel, but we are having to go through these not so nice parts in order to kind of redefine where our energy is needed, what it is that we actually want, what it is that's actually important to us. And lucky for us, the moon in Taurus provides us with a very grounded point and perspective for us to operate from as some of these, I'm going to say, ideas and thoughts and emotions and memories come up within us in order to be processed. So what I will say is that today we may find ourselves very overwhelmed with a lot of information. So let me just remind you that when we talk about information, we talk about Mercury. Mercury just moved back into Libran energy. We're still retracing our steps from the end of August to about the 9th of September. We have a lot of processing to do. We have been wanting and praying for clarity, but the problem is that clarity comes all at once and then we don't know what to make of it. And we can be kind of overstimulated. We can feel like our brain is about to explode, like there's too many tabs open. We don't know what to do. There is this impulse, this urgency to take action on the information that we're receiving. That's not a good idea at this point. We do need a little bit of time in order to sort these things out and be very firm in our understanding of some of the information coming in. It is going to be hard to focus. It is going to be hard not to react to some of the emotions and thoughts and information coming at us. And it's going to be really hard to find a stable place for us to kind of, I'm going to say, project our dreams and goals and inspirations onto, because of course the moon in Taurus doesn't really want to bother us with, thinking about the future or thinking about the past. But unfortunately, there's information coming in from the past that is going to affect our present and is going to change the way that we look at the future. And the moon in Taurus just doesn't want to deal with it. And that's why we feel like we're overwhelmed. So I just wanted to put that out there. That is the disclaimer for the day. Now we're going to break down what the triggers are, what the activations are, and why they're happening. So we have Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desire, even our anger, who is still very much, in his point of strength, I would say, because we're just kind of coming off of the full moon vibes in Aries that, of course, he was the ruler of. He's in Gemini energy, so this is a lot of mental energy. This is why we feel very aggressive to sort things out, to take action and act on some of the ideas, the epiphanies, the information coming in. Again, not recommended to do that. And mostly because Mars is squaring, getting into the boxing ring with Neptune. Neptune is retrograde in his place of power in Pisces. And what we know about Neptune, the shadow aspect, and of course, when we're in a negative aspect with a planet, it brings out the shadow element of that planet. And a square is definitely a tough aspect. So what we're kind of getting from this Neptune energy, first of all, is illusion. Second of all, a lot of fogginess, a lot of vagueness. We're not really clear on the actual factual information, thoughts and feelings that we're having. There's like blurriness that comes with Neptune energy. It also comes with a little bit of deception because I'm not going to say are intentionally being deceived, but our intuition is not on point. We are having visions or insights or gut feelings that are very intense, but may not be particularly accurate because of this particular interaction. And so what we get here is a false sense of information, a false sense of urgency to take action on the information that we're getting. We are misjudging the situation because we're not seeing things clearly. We think we are, but we're actually not. There's a different level to it that will be revealed. So that's why I say it's very important not to take action on the information coming in, on your gut feeling, on the new insights and visions that you're getting, because they're not actually real at this point. We need a little bit more definition, a little bit more clarity, a little bit more time, a little bit more patience, which Mars energy doesn't want to wait around for. So we are definitely in a position right now where we could make a mess of things, okay? Where we are going to create absolute chaos and an absolute shit show if we are to act on some of the things that we feel very certain of, because it's going to be revealed in the next coming days that guess what? You misstepped, you misjudged, you didn't have all the pieces together, and you acted a fool and created a shit show. We definitely don't want to do that. The moon, this is adding to it. This is like, I see astrology as a story playing out. I hope that I'm able to translate this story to you, and from that, maybe, help you in your own day. But the moon goes ahead and comes up to, sits next to, bumps into, conjuncts Uranus, okay? Uranus is the great awakener. He likes to shock us. He likes to awe us. He likes to download us with clarity and epiphany and visions and aha moments, and open up our mind to a different perspective, a different understanding. And really, with Uranian energy, we have to expect the unexpected. Now, Uranus is retrograde, which means that there's a whole lot more shifting in our inner realm through some of the dots that we're connecting in our own emotions, in our own thoughts, than there is actual situations taking place outside of us, creating this aha moment, creating this shift in our perception and our understanding. This is an internalized thing. And, in Taurus energy, that's how they are meeting up with each other. They're both in Taurus energy. They're both at the same degree in Taurus at this point. Now, this Uranus energy being retrograde in Taurus energy is supposed to be taking us on an inner exploration on what it is that we're actually afraid of losing, especially when it comes to our physical attachments, meaning relationships, possessions, parts of ourselves, titles, whatever the case may be, very much focused on this 3D realm and where it is that we hold on to dear life, to aspects, to elements, to people, places, and things that essentially we need to let go of and disconnect from in order to kind of align with the mission, with the purpose, with the change that we know that we have to make. So the moon, of course, is emotional. It's our heart space. And with this aspect with the Great Awakener, first of all, this gives us a little bit of a shock wave of anxiety. The Uranian energy definitely, shakes up our central nervous system a little bit and can kind of invoke fears and doubts and insecurities of whether or not we're making the right moves, the right decisions, the right actions, if you will, to move forward. But again, remind you, the urgency to take action and move forward is there. Doesn't mean that that's the right thing to do. We should kind of pause right now and just prevent ourselves from making any kind of movement here. Now, what I would like to say is that we do have the possibility to piece things together, to connect the dots, to have aha moments, to have epiphanies, but we could also be stuck in a funk where we're so freaking confused, where we're blocked from seeing the way that we're going to move forward, where we're just kind of caught up in our own mental plane and emotions. Hopefully, I would like to think that we could align with the pros of this energy, but looking at the day, I would say the general topic and theme is confusion. Mercury goes ahead and opposes Jupiter. And so Mercury is in Libran energy, wants to think logically and practically and balance the scales and debate the pros and cons. Jupiter is a magnifying glass, just overwhelms us with thoughts and ideas. We feel the want, need, and desire to express ourselves in big ways. And this, I think, is the moment in time when we become a little bit overwhelmed with all the information, with all the thoughts, with all the ideas. We can't focus on just one thing. Everything is kind of scatterbrained. Again, we feel the big feels. We feel the big ideas coming in. We want to take action on them. Not a great idea to do it. There's a lot more pieces to the puzzle that have to snap together before we're going to be comfortable enough to take action. Our mental tasks are going to be hard. We're going to struggle. We are losing, I'm going to say, a little bit of inspiration because, again, there's a lot more, I'm going to say, aspects taking place right now that is forcing us to make decisions based off of our physical circumstances instead of aligning with the hopes and dreams and possibilities and magic of the cosmos. And therefore, we're a little bit limiting in our thoughts and our ideas and the beliefs that we have within ourselves. So this is a big energy. There's going to be a lot of pressure in our heads. We are going to feel restless. We are going to feel anxiety. We are going to feel pressure and urgency. Again, it is super, super recommended that you do not take action on it. It would not be advisable in this energy to have heartfelt and important conversations because we're not thinking clearly. We're not speaking clearly. The information is not going to be received correctly. Again, there's a lot coming at us, a lot going on in our inner realms. We have to process, but the urgency to speak out on it and to act on it is going to be very high, but we have to resist those temptations for now. The moon is going to square, get in the boxing ring with Saturn. This is not a good vibe, guys. This is just not a good vibe. Now, Saturn is the Lord of Karma. He's retrograde in Aquarian energy. His whole lesson here for the last couple of months has been to show us where it is that we need better boundaries between, doing what is right for us and doing what is right for other people. Mostly acting, like putting our own wants, needs, and desires aside because we feel obligated to honor our commitments or to do what we think other people want us to do or do what we think other people expect us to do. And of course, we should have been illuminated by now to where that hasn't really been working for us, where it is that we have to at least strike a balance between doing what is right for us and doing what is right for other people. Now, a square is a boxing ring. It's a conflict. It's a tension. And yes, we need to feel the tension in order to be illuminated on where change is needed. And the moon in Taurus, very much concerned about ourselves at this point. Taurus energy is just like, you know what? If I want to be anything to anybody else, I got to make sure that my shit is together. Okay. I have to feel good within myself. I have to feel empowered within myself. I have to feel grounded. I have to feel stable. Right now, we're not feeling any of those things. And so there is this kind of activation and trigger coming, I'm going to say from the outside world, but realistically, if we were to break it down, it's coming from within us, thinking that the outside world is expecting us to do a lot more than what it is that we're doing. And so like the weight of the roles and responsibilities are weighing very heavily on us right now. We had a beautiful aspect yesterday between the sun trining Saturn, which kind of made us happy and proud to be in a state of power and authority to do what we have to do to rebuild and restructure our lives. But right now, with the information coming in, with the vagueness, with the I'm going to just say the confusion and the fog in our mental plane, and the urgency that we have to take action and make things right without a plan, without a strategy. We know we can't move forward until our heart and head agree. We just feel a little bit burdened, a little bit exhausted, a little bit extra when it comes to the negative narratives that are currently going on in our head because, we grew up in a society that made us believe that, being selfish and doing what is right for us is rude and not right, and that we should be there for other people and we should make sure that other people are taken care of and happy before we even concern ourselves with our own health and wellness. And that is just a falsehood that we really have to unlearn faster than what it is that we're doing right now. And so there is this conflict because the moon in Taurus is like, you know what? I just need to take care of me. But yet there's this like gloom hanging over us where it's like, I don't have time to take care of me. Everybody else needs a part of me. I need to honor my commitments. I need to, address some things, and I need to be there for other people. I don't have time to be there for me, when we know damn well that there's no point in overextending our broken ass selves to other people, because we're not going to get anywheres. So there is this inner conflict. This is why we enter into the boxing ring. There is a negative internalized dialogue coming at us that will essentially feel like we are being kind of beat down, broken down, but for good reason. Of course, we get, the beat down, the broken feelings, right as we're about to boss up and make something beautiful. So, we just have to ride the wave here, but just pay attention to the roles and responsibilities, the obligations, the commitments, mostly the expectations that you feel at this time, and really ask yourself, are other people putting this on me, or am I putting this on me thinking that other people are thinking this of me? It is a mind F, but that's what we're here to do, is to figure it out. Now, the moon is going to interact with the sun in a very awkward way. This does provide us with a little bit of a opportunity to make a move, to kind of declare what is right for us, and kind of put our foot down and draw the line in the sand and create a boundary on what needs our energy and attention. Of course, the moon in Taurus energy, the sun in Libran energy. The sun in Libra wants us to do whatever it is we think other people want us to do. Again, that people-pleasing, we'll call it quality, even though it's not such a great quality, is really pushing us to abandon ourselves at this point, and what we know we need for ourselves to feel good and to feel better. We're really being pushed at this particular point. And again, I'm going to say, I don't know that it's the outside world asking things of us that we're not willing to give. I think it's mostly us thinking that the outside world needs us more than we need ourselves. And so there is this little bit of a cluster F on where it is that we're going to pour our time, energy, and attention. And hopefully you will choose to pour that time, energy, and attention into yourself. The moon is going to make a very harmonious aspect with Venus. And of course, Venus rules over this Taurus energy. This is actually a good sign. This is a good indicator to me. Venus, of course, is in Libran energy. And, we just are going through the lesson right now on, do I pour into myself right now, or do I have the energy to pour into other people? What I will say is that from the earlier, tougher aspects that we just kind of experienced, we are realizing what it is that we want, we need, what we desire, what we need to feel safe and secure and stable and grounded and taken care of. And a lot of that is just putting up a wall and pretending that the outside world doesn't need us right now. And I actually see that as a good thing. It's okay to shut your phone off. It's okay to tell people, you know what, I will be happy to help you, but I need to do a couple of things for myself today to make sure that I am my best version of myself, so that I can show up for you and give you my best self. Okay, that is a thing. We have to start saying that a little bit more often than what it is that we've been practicing, because it is no good to continue to give your energy and your power away to other people when you're low on it yourself. The moon sextiles Neptune. This is a beautiful thing. This is where inspiration comes back. This is where we kind of renew our energy, renew our faith. This is where we get a little bit of a boost in spirit, a boost in confidence. This is, not that we want to lose ourselves into the big dream and the big vision of the future, because I know that the moon in Taurus just wants us to kind of stick to the here and now, but we're actually feeling better. We're feeling like we chose ourselves. We're feeling like we made the right choice. We do get rewarded by the universe with the energy coming in when we do choose ourselves in the right moments to take care of ourselves. And I feel like this is a validation that, drawing the line in the sand and pouring into ourselves first and foremost was the right thing to do. And we're feeling refreshed. We're feeling renewed. We're feeling a little bit more inspired. We feel a little bit better than we have pretty much all day. Doesn't last long though. The moon does go ahead and make a very awkward interaction with Mars. Mars, of course, still all hopped up, wants to take action, wants to make a move, has really good ideas, thinks that the information that we received thus far within the day is right, is accurate, wants to make something of that, wants to validate for us that information is the information that we're running with. Again, super not advisable to do so. Now, this could create a lot of anger and frustration and irritability within us. We might lose ourselves in a little bit of a tantrum, if you will, because essentially we're not ready. We have to acclimatize. We have to give ourselves just a minute. Now, trust me when I say you will know when the universe gives you the green light, go ahead to act. But it is not happening today. And Mars just has a hard time taking no for an answer, has a hard time being held back and restricted in the moves that he desires to make. And he's got some great information and some great ideas that he wants to act upon, not even realizing that information is going to get him in trouble. So we're definitely feeling a little bit aggravated over that. The sun and the moon interact again, this time in a very harmonious way, which means that we have just learned a very valuable lesson on how it is that we can show up for other people and still show up for ourselves, how we can love and honor and respect ourselves and still be able to give ourselves to other people. This is essentially where it is that we're acting from a grounded, logical, practical point on nurturing and loving and caring for ourselves and recognizing that when we do that and we're operating from a full cup, we have no problem running to the assistance or the aid of other people because we have the energy to show up as the best version of ourselves. The moon is going to trine Pluto. This is a beautiful thing. Pluto just went direct on Saturday, on the 8th. Listen to that astro forecast if you haven't already. Download your zodiac forecast so that you know where this is taking place in your life. This has been a long-term lesson from Pluto since 2008. We're almost done. We will be shifting into a totally different energy and life lesson when we move into 2023 with Pluto on the move, thank goodness. But this is a very transformative energy. And this is why I say we're definitely getting pep in our step. We're definitely seeing our worth, our value from a different set of eyes. We are definitely seeing the transformative nature that we're allowing to take place within ourselves before we go ahead and take action in our external realm. And this is an empowerment energy. And that's exactly what we need at this point. Many of us very low, feeling very weak and depleted. And this is definitely going to boss us up and kind of refuel our fire, so to speak. So it's definitely a little bit of a pick-me-up that we need. And this is the very last aspect that the moon in Taurus is going to make before going void, of course. Let me just remind you that when the moon is void, we do not want to make any decisions. We do not want to take any actions. We do not want to ground anything into our lives. Things are unstable, things are shaky, things are uncertain until we lock into the next energy, and we will not be locking into Gemini energy until early Thursday morning. The last aspect that we have here today, while the moon is still in Taurus energy, but we are void, of course, is a semi-square, a little bit of a conflict, a little bit of a tension with Chiron. Now, let me just say, Chiron being the wounded healer, we just had a very powerful empowerment shift within ourselves with this last aspect with Pluto, okay? So every single time that we boss up, that we empower ourselves, that we reach a new level of vibration and frequency, that we essentially take one step forward in our awareness and in our enlightenment, the dark force energies come out to play in order to pull us back into a state of paralysis so that we don't grow, that we don't transform, that we don't change, that we don't improve. This is a prime example of that. Just when we were feeling good, when we were feeling refreshed, empowered, and transformed within our emotional realm, Chiron comes out to expose all of our wounds. Is that a good idea? Should we have made that decision? Is pouring into myself a selfish thing? Is asking people to wait until I feel better the right thing for me to do? What if I let them down? Where are people going to be disappointed in me? Again, just opening up all of the freaking wounds, just ripping the scabs off, just kind of, putting us down a couple of pegs in order to question whether or not our own selves are worth the time and energy, worth the love, worth the attention that we're used to putting into other people. So just know that we are going to end that. We're going to kind of end the day off on that note where we were just feeling good. And then suddenly we start talking fear into all of the things that we just felt so assured in.